Hey guys, today I'm going to talk about 4 ways that I have changed as a person since becoming a bookkeeper. My name is Morgan from FinePoints.biz and I love helping out bookkeepers. I do have a free masterclass and checklist if you want to check those out. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and a thumbs up is a huge compliment. Alright, the first way that I have changed since becoming a bookkeeper, I was going to leave this till the end, but I'm just going to start out with a bang, is I have much more confidence and grit, and I really truly do have the feeling that I could do anything. And part of that could just be like I've gotten like 9 years older since I started my bookkeeping business. Maybe some of that comes with time. But being a bookkeeper, I have had to figure out so many things on my own, and it really just instills this confidence in me. I'm much less afraid of trying new things, and a lot of that just came from like having to set up my business, having to figure out QuickBooks, having to go to client meetings, which are like interviews, which I feel like it's rare to find a person who loves interviews. But I forced myself over and over to get out of my comfort zone, and overall that has really just helped with my confidence like tenfold. And you know, my kids learn all about in school the growth mindset, so you can do anything, you can do hard things. I really do believe that if I decided today that I wanted to be a neurosurgeon, in like 5 years or however long it takes to be that, I could get it done. And the second way I've changed being a bookkeeper is financially. And I did do a whole video, the thumbnail looks like this, about how my husband and I got out of $120,000 worth of student loan debt. And that is literally the whole reason why I started a bookkeeping business. I wanted to stay home, but I also wanted to make some money, and I wanted to contribute to that debt. And a side benefit was also that I was able to, use my business smarts, like use the skills that I had learned in college, like use, some of these natural organizational skills that I have, which sometimes as a stay-at-home mom, you don't always feel are recognized as much. So I was able to contribute $1,000 a month the first year, I think it was, or maybe, it took me like 6 months to kind of ramp up. So I was able to contribute that $1,000 to that debt. And after 5 years, that debt was paid off. And now my family is able to have a lot more financial freedom. And we're able to now dream of goals that we want to do instead of like digging ourselves out of that debt like we started out. This is a slight tangent, but let me know in the comments if you ever heard of the FIRE movement. It's something that I just learned about in the last like 6 months or so. It's FIRE, which is Financial Independence, Retire Early. So it's a group of people, it's kind of like a movement of people who are trying to save a large percentage of their money for retirement now, and then retire early, or basically live your life however you want, not be tied to a certain job as you are financially independent. So I don't know, it's a little bit extreme, but I'm kind of liking it as a motivator. So let me know in the comments if you've heard of that and what you think of it. Also, if you have any recommendations on podcasts or books that you would recommend in that genre. All right, number 3 change is a change in my identity. So this is something that seems almost obvious looking back, but I really had a hard time with this in different changes of my job. But I really did struggle with this in different periods of my business and being a business owner. So right after college, I started working for Target at the headquarters. I worked at Target for 5 years, and that was a pretty like serious corporate job, and it was really into like climbing the ladder. There was a lot of structures in place, a lot of people to help you, and I really did find my identity in being like a corporate worker. We lived in Minnesota at the time, and it was known as a good place to work. And I'm not saying it's good to find your identity in your job. I do not recommend that, but it is a true statement that I have had to have this identity shift as I was a business owner. So when I quit my job and had my daughter, my identity shifted to kind of like mom mode. And then it shifted again to being a bookkeeper, a business owner. And I kind of held that balance for a good number of years while my kids were young, maybe 6 years or so. And now my kids are in full-time school, so I almost have shifted part of my day, a chunk of my day, away from being like a work-at-home mom into just being like a business owner. Anyways, I don't know if this is making sense or if you can relate at all, but definitely being a business owner and owning a bookkeeping business is a different identity. And it's also something that some people don't understand. When I worked for Target, my friends and family could be like, oh, this is what I think of someone who works in this job. And now it's a little bit more unclear. Like some people don't even understand what a bookkeeper does. Like they don't maybe know what I do all day or how I work with clients, which is fine, but I have been aware of that kind of that shifting identity. identity. All right, and number 4 is I am very intentional with my time now, and I really keep my why in mind. So I have a few videos about motivation and about productivity and working from home, and that is because that's part of the journey of me being in this bookkeeping business. Because of course I don't have a boss telling me, oh, you need to be productive now, oh, you need to get this amount of work done in this amount of time. It's all up to me if I'm successful. And I have had to be more creative with my childcare, with my timing, with when I work, how I fit stuff in. So that really has caused me to think of each hour or each block of my day and analyze, like, is this really what I want to be doing right now? And I've gotten better and better about saying no to things. I've gotten better over the years about not working during my family time. Like, if I want to have family time, and if that's kind of the reason that I built this business so that I can have a better life for my family, if frustrations come along or I'm getting frustrated at my kids or at the situation or the timing, then I really do try to do things to fix those problems. And I think when I worked a 9-to-5 job, I just would go to work for 9 hours, 8 hours, and then come home. And I would just do that over and over, and I wouldn't really try to be as productive as possible and think through my time as much as I do now. I would love to hear from you guys what you think of my 4 things and also what else you have to add. Like, did you find your identity was shifting? Do you find you're more productive as a bookkeeping business owner? Have you found any changes in your confidence? Let me know in the comments what you're thinking. Thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end, and I will talk to you again next week. Bye.